Hi, I'm Miko Neiman with Century 21 Hometown Realty.
I'm April Hugh. I'm with Century 21 Hometown Realty. And today we have Gus Vasquez from Cornerstone Inspections here to talk about home inspections.
Welcome, Gus.
Thanks for having me.
So how long have you been an inspector?
Well, I joined CREA in 2010, and I've been with Cornerstone Inspection for the last 8 years.
And could you explain what CREA is?
CREA is the oldest and largest state association. Mm-hmm. They basically started home inspection as an industry. So CREA stands for California Real Estate Inspectors Association.
It's a mouthful. That's a big mouthful.
Yeah. How much do the inspections typically cost?
Well, we price based on square footage and the foundation type, so starting at about $400, $425 for a small house.
Okay.
And then you also do additional inspections. I've had many with you with sewer inspections.
Right, I do sewer scans as well, and we have one of my partners does mold evaluations. Because he's AQMD certified for environmental hygienist.
And that's only done if there is something serious that you find during the inspection. You wouldn't do that every time, correct?
No, generally not. If somebody absolutely knew that they have a specific allergic reaction to certain molds, they may want to do it. Other than that, we would want to go in as generalists first and see what we see.
So what happens after you do the inspection? What's the next step?
Well, the inspection takes 2, sometimes 3 hours, depending on the size of the house. And we prefer when the buyers are there at the end, so we can go through a summary, go through the more significant findings, and find that one of the most valuable things that we can do is give perspective. So on the report, it's going to list, on our reports, we'll have a summary section where those things that are health and safety or things that we really want to bring attention to the buyer will be in those first couple pages. And it's important to be able to give perspective. For example, a missing cover plate is a health and safety issue, and yet it's maybe $1 to fix, versus a roof that's at the end of its useful life that might be 10 or 20,000 to replace. Right. So being able to give perspective is really what ultimately is the value, I think, for the clients.
Yeah, it's important to the buyer to then know what they're buying.
That's right.
It's huge. It's a huge step in the home buying process.
Yeah.
Right. It's like taking your car to the mechanic before you buy it. You want it checked out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And once you go over the findings and say you find something wrong with, say, the furnace, or or not maybe wrong, but you're not sure about it, would you then refer it out to maybe a more specific tradesman for that?
We consider ourselves generalists, so we're going to go through and evaluate it as a whole, and then point them in the right direction. So we may be the starting point, and refer them to specialists like an HVAC contractor, electrician, plumber, like roofer. Right. Yeah. And sometimes it may only be for service, or sometimes for further evaluation and service. Right. Okay. Most of the specialists, let's take a HVAC contractor, will go further than we will in our evaluation.
Right, because you don't take the furnace apart like
we'll take the covers apart, but we're not doing a evaluation of the burnt fuels. Right. So that's not equipment that we carry.
Right, right.
Now you mentioned a sewer scan. Now how much does that typically cost?
If I'm doing it at the time of a home inspection, then it's $200, and if not, I still have to get there, so it's $250.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable. All right, and then let's see, anything else you can advise a buyer about a home inspection?
It's a good idea to get one.
Yeah.
It's super valuable, and read through the entire report. Right. Some things could impact on others. Oftentimes I'll get asked during the inspection, oh, how are we doing so far? And I hate to answer that then,
Right.
because I might see, let's say, a moisture stain somewhere, but I haven't seen what's on the other side yet.
Okay.
I might see a moisture stain in the ceiling, but I haven't been on the roof yet. So it's hard to make conclusions when you haven't seen all of it. And that's why when I'm all finished and we go through the wrap up, I might see a moisture stain and say, well, it looks like the roof's been repaired or replaced. Maybe the roof is only a year or two old. Well, that stain would likely be something older. Obviously, if it's not raining, we don't know. We don't do water testing.
Okay. And then you don't do sprinklers either, right? Most home
We
inspectors
don't do sprinklers.
sprinklers.
Don't do anything that's low voltage.
Okay.
Certain things that are specialty items like water softeners, water treatment, we don't inspect.
But you turn on all the appliances.
On all the appliances, we're going to look at the foundation, the exterior of the building, the roof, the attic and framing, the plumbing, the electrical, the heating and cooling, and the building's interior.
Right.
We're going to operate all of the things that everybody else would operate. The light switches. We'll check every receptacle that we can get to, every window that we can get to. But things that are sprinklers, low voltage, are not evaluated. Things like the telephone, the built-in telephone system,
Right.
the cable TV, not inspecting those things. Yeah.
So then once you complete the inspection and you review the report with the buyer, then it takes how long before everyone receives the actual report?
We try to get it out that night.
Okay.
I usually promise that I'll get it out before I go to bed.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
Okay. Well, great. Anything else you want to add, Miko, or
Well,
Gus?
if you have any comments or questions, reach out to us and
Yeah, we try and make ourselves available afterwards, after they get a chance to read the whole report, even if we've done a review with clients. Sometimes they'll have more questions, or they'll want us to repeat, okay, now that I'm seeing this, how it all works together, can you repeat that? And we're happy to answer those phone calls too.
that's great.
That's great.
Okay.
Well, gosh, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, Gus.
Happy to be with you.
Appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. You can reach me at 805-714-8124.
And my number is 805-878-5056.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.